Gymnasium as the Centralia College Trailblazers host the South Puget Sound Clippers. And so today, both these teams coming in with respectable records. South Puget Sound coming in with 14-3 as an overall record and 1-1 in the Western Conference. And Centralia men's basketball team coming in at 12-5 and 2-0 in league play. So their last games they played, South Puget Sound ended up losing, which was a surprise considering they are a fantastic club this year, losing to Green River 71-68. And men's basketball team for Centralia ended up winning their last game, extending their winning streak to 4 since late December. And they beat Lower Columbia Community College 66-49. One thing to watch out for in this game would be the three-point shot. South Puget Sound has a fantastic crew to really knock down those three-point shots. They live and die by the three. They have great ball handling that lets them draw defenders off of the shooters, and they kick it right out to the shooters, and the shooters get open looks all day. So Centralia is going to have to do a really good job handling those dribbling guards in order to mitigate the space that's created by those drives. Centralia here really going on a hot streak with that 4-game win streak, trying to use that to continue in this game. And 2 games ago, they broke the century mark. So their offense is clicking at all cylinders right now. And also, we are looking at I had a conversation with Centralia College's assistant coach, Jonathan, earlier, and he was telling me that this is going to be one of the toughest games this season since South Puget Sound is consistently one of the best teams in the league. They also lead the league in three-pointers made and attempted, which is going to be a huge factor, as well as their guys are going to have to stay. South Puget Sound doesn't rotate guys from the bench very often, according to Jonathan, and Centralia tends to go to their bench frequently in order to give their guys rest. So seeing that happen here, we're going to pay attention to see how South Puget Sound starters wear out and wear down the continuous switching of Centralia College players, or maybe Centralia College might stick with their starting 5 on the court and just go to their 6th man. And so we're going to go to the announcing with Jerry Owens here for positions.
Hey, welcome to our second game as we welcome to the men's game and our Clippers from South Sound and our Trailblazers. Introducing the starting lineup for the Clippers. A 6'6" freshman, 0, Tyke Thompson. 6'4" freshman, 1, Anthony Braggs. A 5'8" freshman, number 2, Kakeo Chapman. 6'2" freshman, 11, Brandon Bunn. And a 6'2" sophomore, 14, Hunter Sipe. And the rest of the Clippers, Mr. Aaron Landon. Head coach, Tyler Velasquez. The assistant and the starting lineup for the Trailblazers. A 5'10" sophomore, number 2, Deontay Dixon. 6'3" sophomore, number 4, Colin Pringley. 6'1" sophomore, number 20, Liam Murphy. 6'5" sophomore, 24, Marquis Gilson. And a 6-foot freshman, number 33, Peyton Stanley. And the Blazers, Mr. Jason Moyer and Mr. Jonathan McMillan.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Jerry. And we're going to start the game off here in a couple seconds. You guys have anything to add here right before the game starts?
Well, it'd be a good thing to keep an eye on South Puget Sound. Also, one of their statistics is steals per game. They are second in their league, 4th overall. So we can expect them to be aggressive right away, I think, going right after the ball. And we'll have to keep an eye on those rebounds as well.
Indeed, rebounding has been a huge factor. It wasn't the last game played here as well. Considering that since last time Centralia played at this home court, they definitely won that rebounding war despite the height difference. Last time they played, they were out-heighted by at least 6 inches per position, and Centralia College's speed really made up for the fact that they could not compete with that height.
It's a nice gesture given by Dixon before the start of the game. Giving a high five to each of the players on the other team from the Clippers.
And the tip goes to Stanley, and Stanley gives it back to Dixon. Dixon getting his team ready to go as this game starts. Dixon goes back to Murphy. Murphy is looking inside, can't quite get anything in there. Gets to Gilson in the corner as they get trapped. And Gilson tries throwing off of South Puget Sound, but ends up bouncing back on him out of bounds. It looks like Centralia is trying to put some pressure on early, which is new from the last game we watched when they really just played the half court. And here we go, and now we have
Centralia starting with a 2-3 zone.
And we have Braggs with the ball right now. Braggs taking it all the way around. Back to 0. Thompson. Thompson decides to put it up. Can't quite get it. Gilson can't get the ball, which is surprising because Gilson's usually a very reliable rebounder. Now Murphy's bringing it up. Gets it back to Dixon. Back to Murphy. Murphy across half court to Dixon. Dixon's looking to see what he can get going as South Puget Sound's really picking up and playing high defense. Murphy's trying to get his guys in order so he can get something going here. He gets it to Stanley in the corner. Oh, but can't. He gets picked off by Chapman. Chapman taking it. Oh no, sorry, that was Thompson. Gets to number 2, Braggs. Braggs kicks it out to 14, Sipe. Sipe ends up missing long, and getting Braggs gets the rebound and another bucket. So all 4 of South Puget Sound's points have come from second chance points off offensive rebounds. Murphy brings it up the court. Looking inside, can't see anything inside. South Puget Sound is doing a fantastic job just really paying attention to that high post and taking that away. And we got a dinky foul here. Nobody wanted that to be called. It's just unfortunate for Prangley to get a foul like that this early.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, if anything, they were just trying to slow down South Puget Sound right now.
All right, Thompson got the call from his coach, gets it to Chapman. Chapman passes it over to Sipe. Sipe back to Bunn. Gets it inside to Braggs. Braggs can't quite get it. Gets stripped by Prangley. Nice hands by Prangley and a heads-up move, getting that ball low before it got too high. Dixon picked up his dribble, looked for help. Murphy comes up to the left wing, trying to look inside to Prangley. Nope, doesn't like it. Gets across to Dixon. Dixon looks inside, doesn't like it, gets to Stanley. Stanley takes his heat check and nails it. If you give Stanley wide open looks, he's going to hit that every time. They got to figure out a way to find him and stay with him. All right, Dixon playing some pretty good defense here. As right down the middle, right in front of Gilson. Gets it in the air, but Thompson decides not to finish. They get out to 11, Bunn. Bunn to the corner. Centralia definitely looking ahead, trying to make sure they don't get those three-point shots. As Dixon takes it in, can't quite get the finish as Gilson's fight for that rebound. Dixon gets back in there again. Oh, now they call a foul. A hold called here. Coach Moore wanted it to be a jump ball before the foul. Didn't quite get it. I'm sure he had his case heard, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Chapman has the ball now, passes it off to Thompson. Thompson to Sipe. Sipe to Bunn. Oh, man, a lot of physical body in there with Thompson. Doesn't quite finish, though. Gets to Dixon. Dixon trying to push it up the court as Murphy goes into the, gets tipped. Murphy recovers in a trap, though. Prangley takes it in. Takes it himself. Excellent no call by the refs there to not give number of Braggs that charge there as Prangley completely stopped his momentum. Murphy putting some pressure on there, and Braggs comes in again. That's his third offensive rebound. That's definitely something to pay attention to here. He is doing a fantastic job crashing those boards on the offensive side. Gilson squares up, decides not to take it, gets to Prangley. Prangley decides he doesn't want it. Murphy to Dixon. Dixon decides it's his shot. Can't quite convert. And so here we go. Chapman bringing it up the court, kicks it to Thompson. Thompson looking inside, finds Braggs on the inside. The man has been on fire with the boards early in this game. And now Chapman is getting his guys in order to try and get something to happen here. Dixon with his quick hands picks the ball and finishes an excellent lay-in. Now Chapman's looking to change the tide of the game here, bring up the ball quickly, trying to get the Centralia Blazers to forget about that turn of momentum there. All right, now Bunn has the ball, finds Sipe inside, who misses the lay-in. Gets it to Murphy, and then who gets it to Stanley, who gets it inside to Prangley. Fantastic ball movement by Centralia. They got it up the side of the court really fast to the right, goes all the way underneath the hoop, riding the baseline to Prangley, who finishes with a reverse lay-in.
Yeah, Centralia playing very, very quick this game.
All right, Chapman gets his points on the board. All right, here comes Dixon up the court. Looking ahead, looking ahead. Gets a call from his coach. Gonna run a set play here. Makes it curious what they're looking for. Stanley wanted that one, couldn't get that one to fall. But you can definitely hear his teammates on the bench calling out support for him to take that shot.
Oh yeah, he last week he made a bunch of three-pointers. They're going to be counting on him going deep into this game.
All right, and we have Braggs looking to try and get the ball inside, but there's nobody in there. So now he's trying to get the ball back to Thompson. As there's 7 seconds left on the shot clock, somebody's got to do something. He takes it all the way in, kicks it out, and he doesn't quite get it. Ball tipped, but the shot clock did reset. So now we have another full shot clock for the Clippers to work with. Chapman's trying to work out what to do here. Going to get a screen from Braggs if he decides to use it. Oh, it's a double screen from Thompson as well. Braggs can't quite figure out where to take it. Oh, beautiful pass. Absolutely gorgeous by Chapman to the inside for his buddy to make a lane. Murphy across the court to Dixon. Dixon getting his guys in order. Dixon back across to Murphy. Trying to get Gilson on the inside. Isn't there. Back across to Dixon. Gets it inside to Gilson. Gilson sizing up his guy. Decides he can take him. And he can. Gilson, being the true leader of this basketball team, is definitely the solid rock and cornerstone for Centralia College men's basketball right now.
That is true, on and off the court.
Some heavy defense by Dixon, trying to poke that ball out like he did last time. Also trying to avoid the multiple screens. Thompson wants his, he gets it. 11-11 all as Dixon takes the ball up the court to Murphy. Murphy looking inside, decides he doesn't want to get to Prangley, but Stanley does. Prangley decides to hit it while his defender's being a little bit lazy, not quite giving him the full pressure he should have. Here comes Chapman up the court, gets the ball stolen by Dixon. Holy cow, Dixon's hands have been absolutely fantastic.
And he is so fast, so fast.
That third steal leading to straight points. There's got to be an adjustment made there. Maybe have somebody else bring the ball up. I'm not sure, but Dixon is just all over Chapman. Nice pass inside to Sipe, who ends up finishing that for 2. Dixon to Murphy across half court. Murphy decides to kick it back to Dixon across the other side of half court. Sees his eyes as Prangley wide open, decides to get in there. Fans across to Murphy. Murphy wants his 3. In and out on a nice looking shot. Murphy steals it, gets it back to Dixon. Excellent heads-up play.
Way to keep it in bounds.
In transition, 3 by Stanley. You can see he is fired. The crowd is into it. Holy smokes.
Wow, that's just his first one of the game, too. All right.
That's his second. That's his second 3 of
wow.
the game. Yeah, he hit one earlier.
Well, that's the first one that put everyone on their feet. That's for sure.
All right, that's Centralia's 30-second timeout.
Something else to keep in mind, South Puget Sound is ranked 3rd in offensive rebounds, which has already been reflected in this game. They very much keep possession of the ball in the other guy's territory.
Yeah, that's absolutely been irrelevant with Braggs. Braggs has been all over the offensive boards, and it's really been something to watch because he just has to be the right place at the right time and just jumps higher than everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like he's wearing a jetpack.
We'll see what Centralia will try to do coming out of this timeout to try to get Braggs. Well, be less aggressive. Ball is in bounds. Centralia's trying to press.
Couple substitutions. Price and Hoff are in for Centralia.
Malloy has the ball for the Clippers. Malloy gets the ball back. Six seconds on the clock. Centralia gets the rebound. Bring it up the court. Murphy has the ball. Finds Dixon. Murphy attacking the glass. Gets the foul, and we'll go to the line for 2.
Centralia's 3-2 zone on the other side has been solid, making sure to find shooters and simultaneously keeping the guys in the short corner and high post occupied with defenders.
Murphy makes his first shot. I believe that is Centralia's first shot from the free throw line tonight. And he goes 2 for 2. Malloy guarded closely by Dixon. And a good 3 by Ben Jensen for the Clippers.
They got the perfect bounce. That was the basketball god smiling down on that moment.
Dixon trying to organize his teammates for a play. Murphy trying to get in, kicks it out. Ball is out, last touch by Centralia.
Dixon showing a lot of patience, waiting for his guys to get set up before he makes a move.
Hoff on the court now. That's two extremely fast defenders. You can expect a lot more turnovers here with these two guys on the court. They got quick hands.
And legs.
Centralia trying to keep the ball out of the paint. And Tommy Outska.
So it looks like Price picked up that foul before the shot went off. Fauska looked Hoff right in the eye and decided he could take him to the rim.
Thompson has the ball. Finds Jansen. Back to Thompson. To Malloy. Shot's good by Sight for the Clippers.
It is notable to notice that LeBrandon Price is in the game right now. He just has a lot of fun while he's on the court. You can really notice. He brings a new energy to Centralia's squad when he's on the floor.
Oh yeah, and he's so fast. He's so fast.
Dixon has the ball. Gets in the paint. We'll have a jump ball call. The Clippers take the ball.
And we have Clark coming in for the first time. Coming to the bench is Murphy. No Sham Wow Man to clean up the sweat. Oh, man.
Not yet.
Oh, and here comes Ashmore for Dixon. Looks like they have Clark picking up the ball handle at the very beginning. We're going to see how this... Oh, looks like they're playing the less aggressive style of zone right now.
Centralia decides not to press this time. Price with the steal. Gets the fast break bucket to go.
There's Price. You can expect to see more of him this game.
Clark guarding Malloy closely. Gets the ball inside. Shot by Thompson. Gets Malloy. Shot's good. Price has the ball for 3. Not quite there.
Maybe an early transition bucket might not have been the best thing for Centralia at that moment. Trying to get your rhythm going. Ooh, a little bit slippery there on the center of the court.
Clippers with really guarded ball movement to get that 3.
3-point by Jansen, which interesting to mention is from Australia, believe it or not.
Hey-o, in the land down under.
There it is. And it also put them in a 3-point lead.
Hoff being guarded by Thompson right now.
Very patient, trying to come up with a plan.
13 left on the shot clock.
Clark with the ball. Finds Price. 6 seconds left. Gets it to Gilsid.
That was the shot you wanted to take with 4 seconds left. That was exactly what Centralia should have done.
Surprising
Malloy
miss for
finds
Gilson.
Thompson. Kicks it to Sipe. Sipe goes in. Tries to follow up someone. Finds Malloy.
Man, you can just see Price getting his hands in there every single time. His hands are always there. He's just going back and forth along the 3-point line, and he's poking at those ball handlers.
Ball stolen back.
Winners always want the ball, right?
Jensen had the ball, passed it to Sipe. Thompson has it. Malloy now has the ball, finds Thompson in paint. Trying to get something going here with 10 seconds left. Malloy has the ball. Goes for a three. Centralia gets the rebound. Finds Price. Passes to Clark. Shot for three, no good. Thompson has the ball. Finds Jensen. Gets it to side. For three. Clippers still keep possession. Malloy has it. Guarded by Price. Finds Thompson. Gets it to Foska. Back to Thompson for the three. And it's good.
Man. Oh, man. Guarded by Price, decided it didn't matter.
That is the danger of the 3 points we talked about. South Puget Sound really nails them.
Price for a three of his own.
And he gets it. Holy smokes. He said, you can't do that to me. Comes back with his own.
Not in my house.
Malloy has the ball. Finds Thompson. Thompson with another three. Misses. The Clippers still get the rebound. Sipe with the three. And it goes in. Clark brings the ball up. First, the Trailblazers.
There has not been a 2-point attempted in the last 3 minutes for South Puget Sound. It's working for him.
It is.
Gilson has it in the paint. Shot's no good. Clippers bring the ball up.
There's Price's hands again.
Kickball violation called by the ref. Clippers ball. And for the Clippers, Chapman checks in for Thompson.
Blazers have real quick hands. I think that's why they're also trying to stay outside and make 3-point shots, because they're just, Blazers are not going to let them get close to the basket if they can avoid it.
Watska has the ball. Chapman with the three. Misses. Clark gets the board. Centralia bringing it up. They're being patient. Oh, the patience ran out. Chapman with the ball. Finds Malloy. It's good for two.
Centralia really does handle the ball by committee. You don't really see one person specifically handling the ball most of the time. It goes to Clark, it goes to Price, it goes to Hoff, it goes to Prangley, it goes to Dixon. It just travels around.
Yeah, they move it around a lot more.
Chapman brings it up for the Clippers. Hindsight. Back to Chapman. To Malloy. To Foska. Foska. Good.
Good move. Well covered by defenders and still managed to pull that off.
Yeah, Clark tries to get the sideline fast to Price. Price is looking inside, trying to see if he can get it in there Ashmore, but doesn't really like what he sees. Gets to Hoff, back to Price at the top. We have some guys over here checked in, ready to go, and Hoff decides it's his. All right, we have Chapman bringing the ball up for the Clippers here. Chapman surveying the floor, just sizing up Clark here. Got to watch out for Price's hands, man. Those guys are dribbling right up in there. He gets his hands right in there. Long
Chapman
rebound by
nice
Chapman.
rebound.
And now we go over here to Malloy. Got a hold foul here happening.
Chapman will go to the line.
That was on Clark. And looks like we have Dixon, Prangley, Murphy checking in for Hoff, Clark, and Ashmore.
And Bunn coming in for
Sight.
South Puget Sound.
Chapman gets the ball.
He's looking inside, trying to get inside to Malloy. Doesn't quite get it. So he's looking around again, trying to see. And now Bunn comes across to give him a screen, to give Chapman some room he needs to breathe. Gets to Malloy. Malloy coming back across. And now
Uses that screen to get through. Back to Malloy. With 3 seconds left, Bunn shoots it. Not good.
nice job by Murphy getting that long rebound. I'm curious to see how long Murphy's headband will stay on, considering last game it lasted until about 2 minutes into the second half. So we'll see what happens there. Way to get on the ground by Pranglin. He's got to get the ball out. They call it a jump ball.
And now we have a almost close to a wrestling match. See what they do when they sort it out.
No ShamWow man to come and clean up the sweat.
The ref calls a jump ball. And it'll be
Nah, they
Centralia's
must not
ball.
be sweating. Murphy looks in and getting into Prangley. Prangley gets back to Murphy. Murphy almost had a shot, decides he wants that one instead. Price gets a nice board, gets it all the way up to Prangley at the top of the key. Prangley taking some nice moves to get him all the way in with a finish. Fantastic ball control by Prangley.
Gets through with a D right all over him.
Great double fake both ways, just to bring it in.
And here's Bunn sizing up Murphy. Decides that's not quite what he wants to do. Kicks it back out to Chapman. Chapman getting his guys in order so he can do something here. Great help by Murphy and a nice switch by Dixon to get back on to Bunn. He gets to Chapman. Chapman decides to take it all the way. Doesn't like the fact that Iman's in there. Iman measuring at 6'8", a monster of a man, and even longer arms.
Murphy
The
gets
tallest
that
person
ball.
on the roster today.
Dixon has it.
Dixon looking inside, trying to see if he can really just find something to happen here with Iman on the inside. Really want to use that height advantage. Gets it to Price. Price takes it to the right, gets it inside to Murphy. Murphy takes a nice little jump shot. Can't quite get it, but there's Iman's long arms getting that offensive board tip. And here's Price, and he wants it. Oh, he wanted it bad. He couldn't quite get it to go, though. And now a quick turnaround for South Puget Sound. To Chapman over in the corner to Malloy. Malloy gets it back to the wing where Chapman is. Chapman is trying to put it into the paint, doesn't quite get it. From the right corner, hits
Ben
Jansen.
Jansen for that
Holy
three.
smokes. It's our Australian man.
Clippers with an 8-point lead with less than 2 minutes in the first half.
Price trying to look to where to go inside. Can't get it to Iman. A nice effort by Malloy. Ends up tipping off Iman. It's going to be the Clippers' ball. As Gilson comes in for Iman and Stanley checks in for Price. Still no ShamWow man. I'm a little bit surprised. There's been a lot of people on the ground. No ShamWows.
As we have Fosca tying his shoe, coming back.
Yeah, I know. Both the ShamWow guys look bored.
Centralia pressing already. Back to the press.
All right, Malloy's got it in the right wing. Looking to get it to Fauschka at the top of the key. Decides to get to Chapman, who's going to take it all the way back to the top. Gets it back to, oh God, I don't remember his name. Gets it out there to Jansen, the Australian man. Here's the Fauschka. There is 7 seconds left in that shot clock. Forcing the team to take a shot that they may not necessarily want to take. Gilson can't quite get a hold of it. Fauschka gets that offensive rebound. Nice little hook shot off the glass.
Stretches it to a 10-point lead for South Puget Sound at 38-28. We are now approaching the last minute of the first half.
Murphy finds Dixon.
Prangley inside. Prangley, not very tall, but very, very shifty as a post player.
Fosca bringing the ball up.
Gets it to Chapman. Chapman trying to get his guys in order. Trying to get them. Gets it all the way to Jansen. He gets it to Bunn. Bunn looking inside to Fauschka. Fauschka doesn't like it. Gets to Jansen. Jansen all the way to the corner to Chapman. Chapman wants his three. Doesn't quite get it. Jansen with the board, and Australia strikes again.
Making his presence known here in our small Washington town.
Murphy gets the ball tipped, but Dixon gets it recovered. No over and back because that ball was tipped. Sees Prangley inside. Decides that's not quite what he wants. There's 10 seconds left on the game clock. Can't take a shot too soon. Can't take a shot too late, though.
Prangley with 2 points.
With 5 seconds, they got to get that ball up the court, and they got to shoot fast. Chapman has it in the corner to Bunn. No, doesn't get it off. So here we are at halftime because men only play halves. The first half is over. We're looking at a score of 30 for the Centralia Trailblazers and 40 for the South Puget Sound Clippers.
Yeah.
So one thing that Centralia needs to work on this coming half is they really need to cut out those second chance points. We have Braggs, who's been fantastic getting those offensive boards, and he's has 6 points, and all 3 of those baskets have come off of offensive rebounds right off the bat. So Centralia needs to do a better job of blocking out, really finding guys off the perimeter, because that's where Braggs comes from. He isn't in the post when the shot goes up. He's at the three-point line, and he just runs in there, really has a nose for the ball. And one thing that the South Puget Sound needs to work on for this next half coming up, they really need to, oh man, what do they need to do?
I think the only improvement that they can do right now is maybe trying to feed the big man a lot more, as we saw in a few plays where Fauska was at the high post. He was ready to go. He had his defender right behind him. So the only thing that they could do better is maybe feed the big man, see what he can do up there.
That is true. Going off that a little bit more, their shot choice has been very lopsided. Like we talked about at the beginning of the game, they attempt a lot of threes. Number 1 in the NWAC right now, with 3-point attempted and 3-point shots made. And so they've been really relying on that, and they've been very, very few shots coming from the inside, working inside out.
Definitely, and both these teams are both ranked in the top 10 when it comes to steals. We've seen a lot of that going back and forth already. I think for Centralia, they're getting a lot of shots off, but they're just not connecting, whether it be 3-point or 2-point. And then, yeah, the offensive rebounds. I think definitely Puget Sound has the advantage there so far, because they make 2 shots for every 1, it seems, of Centralia's. They're just putting the pressure on them. We're waiting for our statistics, which will be here momentarily.
And if you're here at the game, please, there are in the foyer there are free cookies if you would like to buy one. Gluten-free and vegan.
Yes, these cookies are vegan and gluten-free, and they are partnered with Pacific Northwest Cookie Company. And these specifically are brought to this game today to be given out for free, and all donations going to this cookie company will actually be put into the Centralia College men's basketball team. So that is a fantastic thing done by a local community, a local business in this area. And actually, I was talking to them earlier, the people who brought them here, and all 3 of the people here actually graduated from Centralia College, and so they just are really invested in this community and really wanted to give back in a way they knew how.
That's really good to see. It's good to see our alumni paying it forward.
Just a really big shout out to Pacific Northwest Cookie Company.
Man, who doesn't like cookies?
The flavor for the cookie is strawberry banana.
Wow.
So that's
exotic.
yeah, not quite a cookie flavor that I would expect, but
right.
I'm going to eat one here when we go on break, and it's going to be interesting.
I mean, I enjoyed my cookie, but if you're around here, you want to try one, let us know what you think.
Here's some interesting for the first half. The point leader is Ben Jansen, the Australian, with 11. He's really nailing those 3-pointers.
Another thing that pops off the page just massively, South Puget Sound has 20 rebounds overall. Centralia College has 9.
Yeah.
9. In offensive rebounds alone, South Puget Sound has 10. That out-rebounds the entire Centralia College squad. The entire thing, just in offensive rebounds. So that's really showing here.
They're just really good at keeping the ball, even after they've shot it. They're really good at keeping the guys on defense, and I think that's been a big factor here for Centralia.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stats right now, and another big contribution that I added earlier when I told you guys that the only thing that the Clippers could do better is by feeding the big man. Fauska's got 7 rebounds, right? 7 rebounds and 2 assists. So he's contributing to get those boards. Well, if they fed him, maybe he can contribute more in assistance too.
I agree. That's a great observation. Another thing to look at is the free throw line. It really has been a non-factor in this contest. South Puget Sound going to the free throw line exactly 0 times in that first half, and Centralia only visiting the strip twice. making both of them, but not really enough to make a huge difference like we've seen in games past, where it really was a huge factor. And in regards to the three-point shots that we've been talking about and kind of speaking up here, Centralia is actually shooting better from beyond the line than South Puget Sound is. South Puget Sound going 6 for 17, and Centralia going 4 for 11, shooting at 36% from the three-point line, and South Puget Sound only shooting 35.
That is an interesting point. On the other hand, the field goal margin is 17 out of 34 attempts for Puget Sound and 12 out of 25 for Centralia. So although the percentage might be better for Centralia, they're just Puget Sound is just taking more shots clearly, and that is going to be a large effect as the game goes on.
Yeah, when you live by the three and die by the three, you have to get shots up. You got to keep shooting because you don't have the opportunity to relish those moments of, oh yeah, we only shot 10 times. So the fact that they're getting more of these shots gives them the ability to shoot more three-pointers and to really excel at what their A game is.
I agree. Good observation.
Now those three-point shots are keeping both teams away from foul trouble, as you don't really have the necessity to be fouling people outside of the arc.
That's a good point also.
You gentlemen think got anything else to add?
No, I think we'll take a quick break. We've got, 9 minutes till the second half. We'll probably be back in about 5 or 6 minutes.
All right, thanks for listening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Centralia men's Trailblazers game and the South Puget Sound Clippers. And we have a score of 30-40. Blazers down by 10. So coming into this next half, what are we really looking for here from each team to really give them a step up, for either the Clippers to move forward with their lead or the Blazers to close that lead?
I think it's more likely that the Clippers will move forward with their lead, considering they had a really good first half. Their big man was leading with 7 rebounds. They outplayed Centralia rebound-wise. The Clippers with 20 and Centralia with 9. So we'll see how they can do in this second half.
Yeah, it definitely goes without saying, but we're going to say it anyways. Centralia needs the board. They need to crash those boards. They need to make sure the ball is in their hands. If they don't do that, there's no way you can win a game. If you don't have the ball, you can't score. You can't score, you can't win. Oh, Shamwell, man, he's on the court.
Both of them. Look at that.
Wow. I'm just amazed by those two gentlemen.
Yep.
All right, looks like Centralia is ready to hop on the floor as South Puget Sound's taking a little bit of a time to get on the court.
They are.
They're using up every second of their break. Pretty smart.
Starting the second half, the Clippers will have first possession.
Thanks, Jerry. All right, and it looks like
Centralia is going with a half-court press.
and now Chapman has the ball. Chapman looking up the court. Looks like South Puget Sound's looking to get something going right off the bat. And he gets to Briggs, who gets it to Bunn. And now Sipe has it. Gets it back to Bunn. Bunn trying to get in there, but can't quite get through because Stanley has some quick feet. Ooh, can't quite get that crossover. Nice move. Nice move by Bunn to get that crossover behind his back. That was fantastic. All right, here's Dixon bringing it down the court. Centralia needs something going. Gets it to Gilson right inside. They got some lazy defense going there, and Dixon took a charge of that and definitely exploited the fact that they were being a little bit soft.
Centralia is going to hope for a couple more lazy defense plays like that so they can get their lead cut down.
Indeed, Thompson has the ball, gets it back to Bunn. Bunn to Sipe, who takes that three and drills it. Murphy has the ball now inbounded from Gilson. Dixon taking it up the court. Chapman putting some pressure on him. Not really getting too much pressure, but letting him know he's there. As Murphy has the ball, taking it around the corner, gets to the corner to Gilson. Gilson drives baseline, ends up getting, it looked like it was blocked, but apparently he got his arm on the way up as well.
Be called on Braggs.
Braggs doing a fantastic job the first half with some offensive rebounds, recording 2.
Gilson about to take his first shot from the line. Makes the first shot.
That makes Centralia 3 for 3, and the score is now 33 Blazers, 45 Clippers.
Let's see if he can make a second one. And he goes 2 for 2 that time.
Nice job by Marcus Gilson, really showing his poise. As Chapman brings the ball up the court. Back and forth for no apparent reason. Chapman looking inside, trying to get it to Braggs. Decides to take it all the way through, all the way around, gets it to Bunn. Bunn takes it into Murphy.
Braggs attacks the glass.
Murphy gets the foul called.
Looks like he wanted that to go the other way.
Although the Clippers bench disagrees.
Clearly, in one voice.
Indeed, that was pretty unison. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
All right, here goes Bunn. Indeed,
Makes the
as he
first
hits
shot.
the first one. Nice arcing shot. Nice touch on it as well.
Yeah, very relaxed, steady shot.
An interesting thing that we've seen here in these last couple of games is the fast people end up going inside to get those rebounds. Oh, almost out of bounds on Dixon. He lost the ball there, but Murphy was there to help him recover. Murphy, a little bit of trouble, gets it out to Prangley. Prangley's looking around, gets the sign from Marcus to swing it. Marcus trying to sit down on Braggs. Gets it to Prangley. Prangley to Murphy. Murphy in the left corner, and he hits it from the, oh my. That was some good basketball by Centralia College, going inside out, fanning opposite. That was some fantastic stuff.
Dixon covering Chapman.
Briggs gets a back cut, but Chapman didn't like it. Bunn being guarded by Stanley. Bunn again being guarded by Stanley, takes it in. He's got some long arms. He's drawing 3 fouls. Prangley knows he's done something wrong. He walks back to the bench. He must have picked up 1 too many as LeBrandon Price comes in. Getting ready to check in, I should say. Maybe Price will give them that energy jump they need. He's like a little Energizer bunny.
He is. He's just so fast.
Price checks in for Stanley.
Oh, Prangley stays in the game. Only one South Puget Sound player down in there. And almost gets the ball out over Marcus Gilson. You're just going to bring it up the court, gives it to Gilson. Gilson to Murphy. Murphy looking around, back to Dixon. Dixon trying to look in, sees Prangley, doesn't like the fact there's so many hands. Gets to Murphy. Murphy trying to look inside, takes it in. Prangley comes back up to the left wing. Gilson to the left corner, takes it baseline, gets to Prangley in the middle of the paint, and Prangley can't put it in. Tipped back, tipped again. A foul is called against Centralia.
Wow.
Against number 4, Prangley. That is his 3rd personal. He is probably going to come to the bench here just so he doesn't pick up that 4th too soon as Ashmore comes to the game.
Checks in for Finley.
All right, here's Chapman. Chapman and Sipe have been going back and forth on little half-court passes there. Chapman to Bunn. Bunn looking in, gets it back to
Thompson.
Sip. And then Bunn, nobody on him, hits a nice little fadeaway jumper from about 12 feet.
Murphy bringing the ball up.
The lead has expanded to 13 points now, 50 for South Puget Sound, 37 for the Blazers.
A pass to the feet of Price ends up in a turnover. As Thompson gets the ball, gets it back to Sip. Sip takes it in, nice little floater, doesn't quite get it as Bragg is in there again. Pops the ball out to allow Sip to get that offensive rebound. Chapman using his speed against Murphy here. Gets it to Sip. Sip to Thompson. Thompson to Bunn. Bunn looks inside, doesn't like it, ends up getting inside to Braggs instead. Braggs sizing up Ashmore. Decides not what he wanted to do. Not what he wants to do. Gets it to Thompson. There's 8 seconds left on the shot clock. They got to get something going here. Ends up being short. Dixon with the rebound? I'm not quite sure. It didn't really hit the backboard. And here's Price. Price gets it into Gilson. Nice pass across to Ashmore. Ashmore needs to go up, have some confidence. He's a little bit late on that one, though. Ends up drawing the foul. There's a nice work by Ashmore down in the post. Draw that foul.
We'll head to the line for 2.
It's going to be on Thompson.
Thompson, his 2nd personal. Under shooting a pair.
Ashmore trying to look to shrink this lead. Puts it up, gets a nice feeling arc in there. Ah, it doesn't quite drop for him, though. Nice spin on the ball. It looked nice. Ended up hitting the back of the rim, front of the rim, and then coming back out. Looks like Thompson and Braggs come to the bench as Malloy and Fauska come in. And he hits that one, goes 1 for 2 at the line. That's the first missed free throw for Centralia College this game.
Centralia calls timeout in the second half. First.
A full timeout for Centralia here, as the ShamWow boys really do their work in the paint there, making sure everything's nice and pristine. So, South Puget Sound's coach, what do you think he's saying?
I wouldn't know what to tell you for South Puget Sound, but I'm pretty sure Centralia's coach is trying to give a strategy to make sure that the Clippers don't walk away with this with a big deficit, as the score right now is 38-50.
Yeah, they appear to be drawing up a play on the Centralia bench. South Puget Sound looks relatively relaxed, just enjoying their moments off.
I imagine Coach Landon is telling his players, you know, we have a 12-point lead. 12 points isn't enough, but not too worried about that. We have a 12-point lead. So kind of getting that soft, put on the gas, but, you know.
Don't get too comfortable.
Mm-hmm. but in a nice, relaxed way. He didn't seem to be yelling at them or being too aggressive. It was just like a calm, nice, calm anchor for his team.
Exactly.
Centralia's coach Jason Moyer didn't look too frustrated with his team. As we come out, we see Centralia pressing. Malloy has the ball, bringing it up. Guarded by Gilson. Tries to go into the paint. Tries to set up someone else. Gets the ball to Bragg. Sorry, that was Bunn. And the ball goes to Centralia. Centralia now has possession.
That zone that Centralia was playing was interesting. They had 3 high, 2 low, but the one person was always with the short corner underneath.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to shut down the 3 points, which is killing them this game.
The Clippers doing a nice job limiting Centralia from going inside the paint. As Murphy goes for a 3, and it's good.
Yeah, that was all set up by a pick and roll by Ashmore. And like my coach would say, that Kodiak moment when Murphy went to the next guy to try and hit that guy in that pick and roll so he had a better angle, and then getting that extra rebound that led to that inside-out 3.
And with that 3, Centralia manages to cut the deficit to back to single digits with only a 9-point lead by the Clippers. Ball goes out, last touch by Dixon. Still Clippers ball. As Dixon is about to, Malloy has the ball, inbounding it. Finds Bunn, back to Malloy. With a floater, it's good for 2.
Yeah, Malloy really floated that in there like Mary Poppins would if she was coming in on her umbrella.
That's right. And we all know Mary Poppins is cool.
Finds Perez. Murphy with another 3. Doesn't go in that time. Malloy's bringing the ball up. Attacks the glass. Oh. Board by the big guy, Koska, who gets fouled on the way. Will have a chance for a 2-point.
After recovering his own offensive rebound yet again.
I know we were all curious, but those cookies made by the Pacific Northwest Cookie Company, strawberry banana flavored, very interesting. I think they taste like strawberries. My buddy here thinks they taste like applesauce, so I'm not quite sure what they were going for, but definitely a high quality vegan gluten-free cookie. So if you have a chance, Pacific Northwest Cookie Company, amazing cookies.
Very nice of them to donate.
Koska goes 2 for 2 that time. Murphy has the ball, trying to get something going. Finds Dixon. Dixon has the ball. Goes back to Murphy.
To Ashmore, and they'll whistle the ball dead.
Foul on Malloy. Blazers have the ball. Murphy inbounds it.
That was Malloy's first personal.
Finds Gilson. Gilson to Price. Price to Dixon. Gilman. Gilson with the 2 points.
Fantastic decision there for Ashmore to go up for a shot and then change direction to get it to Gilson, who was on the inside, who was way more wide open for that lane.
Inside tries a 3 of his own.
Wow.
Price has it. 2-on-1 fast break. 2 points by Murphy.
Cutting the lead down to 8 points now.
Bond finds Koska. Koska with 2 points. Dixon brings the ball up. Finds Murphy.
Ashmore says, "Don't you leave me alone. Don't you leave me alone."
Just because he's been quiet so far doesn't mean he intends to stay that way.
Chapman to Bond. Back to Chapman. Chapman with a 3. Good for 3. Pushes their lead to 11. Clippers lead 58-47. Dixon has the ball. Finds Price. Kicks it to Gilson. Gilson with the shot. Rebound by Malloy. Dixon has the ball. Finds Fosca with another 2 points.
In the first half, the Clippers attempted 17 three-pointers. Their average is right around 30 per game, so they're perfectly on pace to hit their average amount of three-pointers attempted in a game.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Dixon comes back with a 3.
Oh,
Moving the ball right.
Oh, a little bit of a push there.
Centralia gets the ball.
and Dixon is letting everybody know how he feels about that.
For the Clippers, Thompson checks in for Bunn. And
In comes Clark.
Jensen checks in for Chapman. And for the Blazers, we have Clark checking in for Murphy. Clark has the ball. Finds Dixon. Dixon trying to get something going here. Back to Clark. Finds Gilson. Gets it to Price. Easy lay-in.
You know, one thing worthy of notice is Puget Sound's team is comprised of freshmen. They only have like 2 sophomores. Let me count here. 1, 2, 3 sophomores. The rest of them are freshmen. A true freshman team, which is really awesome. Centralia's team is actually full of sophomores, so there's going to be a high turnover rate here with Centralia's team.
As the ball goes out of bounds, Centralia still keeps possession.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more out of Ben Jansen, our Australian man.
He's back in now.
I would think that the Clippers have a good recruiting system. So if they're having someone from Australia come all the way over here to the United States, specifically here in Washington.
And not just a good recruiting system, but a reputation for their program that somebody in Australia noticed.
Dixon is making his three-point abilities known today.
And Gilson gets the rebound. Finds Dixon. Back to Gilson. Gilson gets the foul. And we'll go to the line for 2. Fouled by Falska. That's his first foul of the night.
The crowd is made up of the baseball team for Centralia College, the women's basketball team, and several students, as well as parents and other people related to these players. Quite a large crowd tonight for Centralia College men's basketball.
We had a lot of people coming out tonight. We appreciate that. I'm sure the basketball team, both men and women, also appreciate the support coming from their classmates, maybe, friends.
That'll be a foul on Dixon, and it will give Clippers the ball back.
Centralia going with a full-court press on the Clippers. Gilson guarding Malloy. Clark steals the ball. Dixon brings it up the court. Dixon gets it back, finds Clark. Clark to Gilson. Gilson going to the line again.
I'm sure you can hear it over our mics, but the crowd has gotten substantially louder the closer this score gets.
Yeah, the Centralia's managed to bring some life back into it.
It's the
Now at only 4
intensity.
points.
It's the intensity that has brought the Blazers back to a close game with only a 4-point lead by the Clippers, 60 to 56.
Some substitutions, little instruction from the coach, and
Gilson good with the first shot.
Gilson is excellent from the free throw line. I don't have his record right here in front of me, but I know he is the best on the team.
Yeah, last Wednesday he only missed 1 in the entire game. He was at the line like 11 times.
Yes.
Gilson goes 2 for 2 that time. Full court press by Centralia. Thompson with a 3. Connects. Centralia now. Dixon has the ball. Finds Clark. Back to Dixon. Dixon. To Price. Price.
Looks like they're calling for a hand to the face there.
Price will go to the line for 2 shots.
You know, I actually didn't know it was a foul to put your hand on somebody's face in basketball until I did it one time in a game. He was trying to throw the ball over my head, and I put my hand right in his eyes, and he was not very happy about it. The official pulled me aside, and he was like, "You know you can't do that, son." And I was like, "Oh, oh."
My bad.
Hoff comes in for Dixon here. Give Dixon a breather.
Dixon having a good game tonight.
Here comes LeBrandon Price to put the second one in. Oh, we got over the free throw line, and so he's going to get another shot. Got a lane violation. Nothing better than a true freebie.
Any way you can get them.
And he gets that third one. Too many chances, it'll get you.
Trying to put on the speed.
And here comes Jansen. Back to Malloy. Malloy looking to do something here. Gets it to Sip. Sip is looking in, guarded by Hoff. Hoff is really fast. Can't drive him in, and then it gets back out to the top to Malloy. They're going to try and set something up here. Some one-on-one with Malloy, maybe? Scoring over Gilson is quite difficult considering he's so tall and has such long arms. And he's also defensively sound. Now Price has the ball over to Hoff. Hoff gets his pass tipped on its way to Clark. Ashmore is coming out as Prangley comes in. We're going to see Prangley shifting this down in the post now.
For the Clippers, Jensen, or Chapman checks in for Jensen.
And here comes Clark to throw the ball in. Clark to Gilson. Gilson back to Clark. Clark sitting in the wing, gets up top to Prangley. Prangley sizes at Malloy. Can't really get a move on him. Hoff uses quickness to get by Thompson. And then gets his own muffed pass. This gets to Price. Price decides not to shoot. Gets him on a player control foul. Price is not convinced of that call, but most players who end up being victim of the player control foul don't really feel convinced by that call ever. So we're under 9 minutes in this half, and the score is 60-63 as Centralia take, oh, no, this was, the Clippers took a timeout.
Centralia has really closed the gap. Yeah, there was a substantial lead, 10 to 12 points earlier in this half, and they've managed to bring themselves within 3 points. Fouls are starting to add up on both sides at 6 for Centralia and 7 for the Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers are currently in 1 and a bonus. So every time that the Clippers foul Centralia, Centralia's going to get a shot at some free throws as long as it's not a player control foul. And our ShamWow gentlemen are off the court.
The real stars of the game, yep.
What Centralia could do now,
They are
take
the
advantage
unsung
that they're
heroes.
in the bonus. Use that aggressiveness and go into the paint, try to get them fouls.
Agreed. I think that's a great point that Centralia really needs to use the fact that the Clippers are in foul trouble against them. All right, Gilson guards Chapman, which is an interesting choice.
Considering the size difference.
Yeah.
Total mismatch right there.
Oh, they get their hands on the ball. We got a 3 versus 2. Price is going to take it the whole way. Ends up getting the foul.
That's right.
There's some sweat on the floor as Clark slips going to help Price up off of it. And here comes ShamWow, man. All right, Price is going to get 2 shots here. And he puts it up a nice arcing shot right at the front of the rim. The score is 60 Blazers, 63 Clippers.
Jimmy Harding checks in for Gilson for the Blazers.
This is Harding's first side of the court this game. And here goes Price as he attempts to hit the second one. And he sinks it right through. going 1 for 2 at the line.
A 2-point game.
He turns around and is quite aggressive right away as Malloy and Chapman just go back and forth, as we've seen Chapman do as he goes up the backcourt.
Yeah, they do the majority of the ball handling for the Clippers.
Malloy to Thompson. Thompson can't quite get the moves on Clark. Gets it into Bunn. Bunn trying to play against his own guy and the defender. Not quite sure what the call was there.
It appears to be on Clark.
I think he said his body. I think his body was too close. Like he bumped him physically with his whole core. I've never seen that style of call with the the hands straight up and down. But I am not a professional referee.
We're all here to learn, right?
Now the Clippers are in the bonus as well.
Indeed.
Both teams in foul trouble now.
Bunn sinks the first. And he sinks both of them now. Free throws becoming much more prevalent in the second half as we've been going through. Prangley makes an athletic move to catch that ball. Goes over the corner to Clark as Hoff gets shoved by Thompson. Price takes it in, decides he wants 2 points. Doesn't quite get it, but Harding almost gets that ball, fighting for it. Doesn't get it. And then Clark pokes it out. Everybody's on the ground. You got to get on the ground for the ball. Ends up getting it, oh my goodness, to Clark. Clark throws it to Prangley. Prangley decides to take it all the way and draws the foul. It might have been Harding who took the ball away from him. I'm not sure who they're going to call the foul on.
Yeah, me neither. That was very briefly a quick circus performance there. Wasn't sure what was going on.
Did anybody see the number they called that foul on?
I believe it is 11.
11? All right.
Yes. So that's going to be Bunn.
Picking up his first foul of the night.
I mean, we could have called it on Harding. I mean, let's be honest.
I think you could have called it on just about half the people on the court almost.
Prangley makes his first shot.
Let's see if he can make it a 2-point game.
Puts it up, and he does, oh man. All right, now Chapman has the ball. LeBrandon putting some pressure on. Gets it across to Bunn, and of course back to Chapman, because that's just what they do.
Yeah.
All right, Chapman looking around, trying to get some space. Looks like they're trying to spread the court, get a screen for him, and then no pick and roll, so he tries to take it all the way.
With an open lane, and gets fouled on the way. We'll have a chance for 2 points.
Definitely on Prangley. It's got to be the body.
Centralia has to do a better job
Calling
of
that
covering
on
that paint.
Hoff.
On
Actually.
Hoff?
Yeah.
Must have been the hands before he went into the air.
Must have been. Yeah, I missed it from here. But that's better than Prangley because Hoff only has the one foul. Prangley has
It's true. Prangley has 3?
3
2?
or 4. Yeah,
A number larger than 1, for sure.
yeah. I remember, yeah.
I don't know what you guys said about this, but that was actually a good foul from Centralia. They almost gave him a free lane. They almost gave Chapman a free lane.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get the 2 points either way, most likely, I think.
All right out of the gate, the Clippers try and put something on. Oh, I can't quite get a hold of it, Price, but they're going to see if they can get the tip. The crowd is not pleased.
Clippers.
Good thing they're not the ones officiating the game. And here's Chapman bring the ball up. And he didn't go across to Bunn, which surprises me. Oh, there it is. All right, back to Bunn and back to, there it is. There's the little pass and go. All right, Chapman wants his 3, and he gets it. That can't feel good for the morale of Centralia. As Clark comes up, they want him to trap him coming across half court. Here comes Prangley down the middle, up to the left corner. Hoff decides to put a little floater off the glass. Can't quite get it. Here comes Chapman all the way down the court, the other side. Prangley
right
getting some good. Oh. Looks like the body shot is what they're going to call here.
And Prangley's up to 4 fouls. They're probably going to substitute. Yep, and they are.
Murphy checks in for Prangley.
And in comes Murphy.
The lead back to 7 points for the Clippers at 70-63 with 7 minutes and 14 seconds left to go here in the second half. Both teams at 9 fouls apiece.
Picks up the first of 2. In comes Dixon and Gilson.
Dixon checks in for Clark, and Gilson checks in for Price.
Hoff on the far side.
Chapman taking a second shot.
Puts it up in a nice arcing shot. Ends come in and out.
Misses.
Ashmore heads up play, come all the way across the court to get that board.
That's the first
Back
miss
to
we've
Ashmore
seen of Chapman
inside.
in a while.
Here comes Bunn up the court. Gives it up to Sip. Sip coming across. Gets it back to Bunn. To Chapman on the left wing. Chapman looking inside to Braggs. Braggs, he doesn't like what he sees. Gets it across to Bunn. Bunn drives in. Can't quite get what he wants. Pitches out to Sip. Sip looking in. Gets it to Bunn. Bunn takes a deep 3.
Wow.
He was standing right on the sideline next to the benches. That was
It was almost sitting in the front row. Whoa.
foul called here. It's going to be on. It looked like he said 5, but I don't think that was right.
It's on Thompson. His third
Oh,
foul
was
of
it
the night.
0?
Yeah.
Ah, that's what I missed.
St. Murphy sliding there. Looks like he's all right, though.
And we have Peyton Stanley checking in for Centralia.
And looks like Chapman gonna get some instructions from his coach.
Stanley comes in for Hoff.
Can't get the second one to drop. Gets it up the corner to Chapman. Chapman is looking to take it in. Decides to stop. Kicks out to Thompson. Thompson looking through. Thompson gets it to Sip. Sip to Bunn. Bunn looking in. Gets it back to Thompson on the left wing. Gets it back to the top of the key. And then back. Turns again to Thompson. All the way to the corner. Left corner to Chapman. Chapman trying to take Ashmore baseline. Ends up going 2 different ways. That was a travel in my opinion, but I'm not on the court. Oh, when he goes for a dunk, doesn't get it.
He does draw the foul.
That was almost a perfect Shazam moment. Here comes Thompson to shoot first of 2.
That was the first foul. That was actually called on Gilson. It was his first.
Interesting to see how each team has 10 fouls, which means in the double bonus now. We'll see how that foul situation really affects this game moving forward.
Thompson makes the second shot.
And the Clippers extend their lead 64-75 as we get a timeout called by Centralia College.
1 minute timeout.
Yeah, with 6 minutes left, you said 75-64. Leading by 11 points. Centralia's going to have to really step it up here in the last 6 minutes.
Basketball is a game of runs, so they're on a run right now. Centralia's got to come up with their own.
At least one. They could use a couple of them.
That's true.
Centralia is probably trying to plan out what they're going to do to try to stop the runs coming from the Clippers, as their coach seems a little more frustrated in this timeout than the Clippers coach, Aaron Landon.
Yeah, Centralia is really faced with this dilemma of the fact that they want to extend out and then stop the wide range for the three-point shots coming from the Clippers. But at the same time, as soon as they spread out, they send like Thompson or Braggs inside in the paint where everybody's just stretched out, and then they pop it right in there, and then everybody has to collapse or they're going to get that free open lane. And so when they collapse, they leave that three-point guy unguarded again. And so that's just, it's been kind of on repeat here.
It is, and it's a good strategy. It's working for Puget Sound. Yeah, if they have to go inside, they always leave somebody out in the wings or on the corner, and that's where they're going to go for that three-point shot.
Clippers with a full court press on the Trailblazers.
Gets it to Dixon. Dixon to Stanley. Stanley checked into the game for the first time in a little bit. Gets back out to Murphy. Murphy to Dixon. Dixon looking for his guys in the middle, trying to get it to Ashmore. Ashmore steps out to the top of the key. Ends up going all the way over top to Dixon. And then Stanley wants his again. Can't hit it. He goes 0-2 on that possession. Chapman brings it up the court, gets it to Bunn. Bunn looks at Stanley, passes it to Chapman, back to Bunn. Bunn takes into the paint as Thompson
Thompson with the
sinks
three.
another three. It looks like their coach is telling them to calm down a little bit. They're going to want to, oh man, they're going to they're going to try and trap that corner there. Gets it across the court, all the way to the corner for Stanley. Stanley brings it into and then gets it to Murphy. Murphy gets it to Gilson. Gilson finally ends up, going to take it up, but gets swatted.
Good defense for the Clippers.
Malloy checks in, and so does Fautska. Connection for Thompson and Braggs. A little bit of set play here. Murphy ready to get his guys going as they go. Stanley goes to the corner. Ashmore, and they got Gilson coming through the middle, but they didn't quite get it. Oh, and they split the zone. What a perfect play. Oh, my goodness. They use Stanley to stretch the outside guy. Then they have Gilson come through as the decoy, and then Ashmore sinks right behind where that middle guy just vacated to take care of Gilson. Well-designed play.
Very well designed.
All right, here comes Bunn to drive in, and Bunn gets that. Bunn has been a great finisher this half. He's taken some crazy drives in there and been able to really just put that ball in the hoop. Across to Murphy. Murphy gets it to Stanley. Stanley into Gilson. Gilson to Ashmore. Ashmore takes it in a little bit hard off the glass, so he doesn't quite get it as Dixon tries to get that rebound. And a really late whistle. A very late whistle. Not saying it's undeserved, just late.
That
It
whistle
deserved
will
to be a little
send
quicker.
Bunn to the line. With 2 shots.
As South Puget Sound doesn't have anybody down in the
They are not concerned with the rebound at this point, I don't think.
here comes Chapman, and here comes Sip. And now Price is checking in to take Stanley out of the game. Stanley going 0 for 2 in that series there, as they were really depending on him to give them that jump start they needed. A nice arcing shot that goes in for Bunn. As Murphy gets it to Dixon. Dixon back to Murphy. Murphy takes it across half court, trying to avoid that trap that's coming. Gets it down to the short corner for Gilson. Gilson decides to take it up with his left hand. Can't quite get it as Price almost gets that rebound. And now we have Chapman taking up the court. Chapman kind of looking around, sizing up Dixon a little. As they get out to Malloy, Malloy wants his own. It is very relevant that Malloy doesn't usually shoot threes as the reaction from his bench.
Chapman is just too quick for someone to not let him get through the paint.
Puget Sound is still dominating on the rebounds.
Oh, for sure. This rebounding war is so lopsided right now. It's not even close.
Misleading pass. Gives the ball to Centralia.
Murphy looks to inbound it to Dixon as SPSCC backs off a little. Murphy has the ball now inside to Ashmore. Ashmore kicks back out to Price. Price takes his three in and out as Fautska decides to try and dribble up the court. Gets it back to Malloy, who then gives it to Chapman. Chapman slowly brings it up the court, obviously trying to burn time off as they're 4 points away from a 20-point lead. Kicks it into Sip. Sip turns around, looks at Price, kicks it back to Chapman. Chapman is waiting.
Very patient. Waiting for his
Calls
guys
for a
to-
screen from Fautska. Fautska, we got ourselves a moving screen from Fautska. Player control foul is the official call. Fautska having a little conversation with the official about what he can do different next time to really make sure he doesn't do that again.
Never hurts to check.
A full timeout was called.
Well, there's 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in this one. Score 82 for South Puget Sound and 66 for Centralia.
Right around 6 minutes, we had a little conversation about what Centralia needs to do different to really get back in this game. And it's safe to say they didn't do it.
I agree, especially on the rebounds. I mean, they're giving the ball away too much.
It's true. It's evident that the rebounding has just been such a factor in this game. Turnovers have also been an issue. But I think that was more of an even thing than compared to the rebounds.
Definitely. Yeah, it's been very lopsided here, and the score reflects it. Centralia needs to have better possession of the ball.
The officials tonight have been fantastic, though, giving equal calls going both ways, as well as keeping themselves level-headed and really calming down some players that have had a little bit of some issues down during the game.
Yeah, agreed. They've behaved very professionally tonight.
One thing that Centralia could do on the defensive side is try to limit Bunn and Chapman's attack of the glass, as we've been seeing too much of that before the last timeout was called.
Yeah, now that they're on defense, we're going to see if they can do that to keep Bunn and Chapman out of the lane.
They do actually press them for the first time here.
And here comes Chapman, gets it to Sip. Sip kicks it to Bunn. Bunn gets some space, gives it to Malloy. Malloy looking into Fautska, ends up going off the foot. I was having a conversation with Jonathan, the assistant coach for Centralia College earlier, and one thing he did tell me about South Puget Sound is that they are very technically sound. They do what they're supposed to do, and they do it when they are supposed to do it when they run their offense. When one of their guys drive, their guys go to the corner for that wide open three, and they're there every time. That consistency is shown because the players know where the other ones are going to be.
I agree. There's a very, very disciplined offense. You can tell they have a system, and it works, and they use it meticulously.
All right, Price gets it into Gilson. Gilson decides to put it up. Doesn't quite get it. Goes back to Gilson. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Oh, we have a little foul called. On, looks like it's going to be on Ashmore. Nope, on 24, on Gilson. And since we're in the double bonus, that's going to equal 2 points for the Clippers here if they can convert both these free throws. Now, the double bonus happens when a team has reached 10 fouls, and what it means when it's double bonus, they get the first free throw attempt, and they also get a second one following that, regardless of whether or not they make the first one. First one drops. Not very high arcing, but just enough to get over that front rim. Positive reinforcements from Sip. Chapman puts it up again. Gets a little bit more arc, but ends up falling short. Looks like we get a trip called, and that's going to equal 2 free throws down on the other side of the court for Gilson.
Well, it is a 15-point deficit that Centralia needs to crawl out of here.
It can become 13 here if Gilson hits both of these.
You think these last 2 minutes will just be free throw battles?
I really hope not. That'd be a long 2 minutes.
Yes, it would.
I heard one of the coaches yell that make or miss after this next shot. Centralia's jumping right into some pressure, some high-pressure situation, trying to get that ball moving, putting that pressure on to see if they can make South Puget Sound make some mistakes, throwing the ball out of bounds, making some bad passes for easy turnovers.
Well, they got to try something.
I'm not quite sure what just happened there. Maybe a lane violation?
Now, Centralia will go with a full court press.
They have no center fielder, so they're definitely going to send somebody deep. There goes Fautska deep. As Chapman gets the ball. Really using his speed against Dixon.
These are two of the fastest guys on the court, going step for step.
Chapman gets it to Malloy. Malloy, burning time as they kick back to Chapman. Chapman shoots a 3, and that does not feel good for Centralia. That is not what you wanted to happen. Great for the Clippers, though. And you have Murphy kicks it to Price, who gets to Ashmore, who takes his own 3, gets that one,
Of his own.
and then gets a timeout. Centralia takes a timeout, a full timeout, to really talk strategy of what they need to do next. A minute 36. I'm not sure if you tuned in last game, but a minute 36, that's about 3 possessions of a full 30 seconds for the shot clock. So for Centralia, what they need to do is they need to get 3-point shots fast or buckets fast. And then they also have to get the Clippers, to turn it over quickly. And vice versa, the Clippers need to take care of the ball. They really need to take their time to really make conservative passes, not take anything risky. They have a 14-point lead. Time is on their side. So you got to wonder if right under a minute, do you think Coach Moore for Centralia is going to go with the fouling strategy to try and rely on South Puget Sound's going to miss free throws and then turn around and shoot 3s?
I would think that it would depend on what happens this next 36 seconds leading up to that last minute. If Centralia is able to get a run going, then I feel like they're going to have to go with a foul.
But if they don't get a run going, do you think they're just going to roll over?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, he says.
That's an
Yes.
honest answer. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Another question is, will the Clippers keep pressing at the half-court line, or are they going to lay off now?
That's something to watch. It's definitely something to watch.
As disciplined as these Clippers have been this game, I think they're going to keep up the pressure for the last minute and 36 seconds, just to make sure this one gets put away and gets them a W in the win column.
All right, Malloy's here to throw it in. They send Thompson deep, get it into Chapman. They're trying to double team Chapman there. End up getting to Malloy. Malloy's the one they want to have the ball. They get it down the court to Sip. Sip holds on to it across half court, gets it to Malloy. Malloy gets it back to Sip, who has a wide open lane, and he misses. That's a gift to Centralia. They got to get in there. They got to get points fast. Get it to Murphy. Murphy gets a wide open look, and it's off the front of the rim. Chapman gets the ball. Gets it back to Bunn, back to Chapman, as Murphy is putting some pressure on Chapman. Chapman loses the ball, ends up getting it back.
Now we're in the final minute of the game.
The strategy is definitely
Milk that clock, isn't it? Yep.
absolutely. As Price gets the ball, Price brings it up, kicks it into Gilson. Gilson takes it all the way to the hoop, gets a nice little two bucket, but they're going to need more than twos to make this game happen.
Yeah, that's a little too late.
And they're going to get Bunn to take it all the way up the court. Who's going to turn it around because, oh, and there comes Dixon with a foul.
And that is the last thing Centralia needed.
Unless it's the strategy. Unless they're going with that fouling strategy. Depending on how these free throws, it'll depend. If he misses these, they're probably going to keep fouling that guy. If he doesn't,
Possibly, but with a 12-point.
nails in the coffin.
12-point down, I don't know that that's the best.
13.
Yeah,
13
I don't
points
know
down.
that's the best strategy to go with.
Oscar checks in for Thompson.
But then again, their threes haven't been working for him either for Centralia. So
Bunn will shoot his second.
Dixon get up the corner to Murphy. Murphy goes to the corner to Price. Price decides not to take that shot. Gets it out to Dixon. Dixon drives, puts a little floater up. Doesn't quite get it. The seconds are just ticking away. Just ticking away.
and they can take this all the way down if they want. But.
Gilson fouls.
And that is on Chapman. That is the wrong guy to foul, as he has been shooting very well this evening.
We'll see how he handles it under pressure. Well, pressure-ish. 14-point lead.
14
Not sure how much
yeah.
pressure there really is right now, but these will definitely help. It's the first of two.
He looks pretty relaxed to me.
And here he goes to shoot the second. A nice arcing shot, puts it right in. Bringing it 16. 16-point deficit for Centralia. They got to get a shot fast. I'm not quite sure whether, if they keep going for twos, it's just like padding your stats. If you really want to make a difference, you got to shoot it through.
Yeah, but it hasn't been working for him. Now we're down in the 8 seconds.
For Centralia, their next game will be against Tacoma this Saturday
We're just going to take the clock all the way down.
at 7 o'clock. You can join us.
All right, cool. So this coming Saturday, it's going to be a home game here for Centralia men and women's against Tacoma Community College. And that is the end of the game. Centralia Trailblazers 74, South Puget Sound Clippers 90. So Centralia really struggled with the rebounding this game. Unlike last Wednesday when their speed really did make up for the fact they were outmatched height-wise, it really was evident today in the fact that they didn't just get as many second chance points.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. They just, they failed to maintain the ball, and Puget Sound was all over those offensive rebounds. I mean, I don't know how many. We'll get the statistics shortly here.
This
But
is the
they-
first meeting between Centralia and South Puget Sound. And the next meeting will be February 13th at 8 o'clock over at Centralia, or not at Centralia, at South Puget Sound.
At South Puget Sound. In my conversation with Jonathan earlier, he said this was going to be a tough game. Tough to win, tough to play, tough to compete. So it's nice seeing that Centralia put up 74 against this defense. And the fact the average points per game for both these teams was right around 80. So the Clippers were sitting right around 86. The Blazers sitting around 80 points per game on average. So this was not too much of an off night for either team. Just one team played better.
That's a fact.
That's the game. There's always one winner. There's always one loser. It just doesn't matter.
Taking a look at those rebounds, total numbers, 38 for the Clippers, 23 for the Blazers. That is a marginal difference.
It's almost twice as much.
Yeah, that is dangerous.
Oh, man. And free throw wise, both teams did pretty well. Having South Puget Sound sitting at 77% of the free throws made, going 17 for 22, while Centralia made 75%, going 15 for 20.
Yeah, and for the three-point shots, Puget Sound is 13 out of 28, whereas Centralia was 9 out of 23. That definitely helped Puget Sound. I mean, that's 12 points. That's almost the game, just in their advantage over the three-pointer. Definitely not Centralia's day for the three-point shots.
Yeah, South Puget Sound actually made 46.4% of their three-pointers, which is an insanely high number.
It is really, really good.
You don't see those numbers very high at this level of play. Also, we have the leading scorer for Puget Sound was Brandon Bunn, who ended up going to the rim a lot and put up. He went 4 for 8 in field goal attempts and 1 for 3 in three-pointers. But his stat that really stands out is he went 9 for 10 from the free throw line.
Yeah.
9 of his 8, half of his points came from him being aggressive, getting in the paint, and just getting fouled.
Yeah, and if you can't make a shot, draw the foul. But he was quite good at that. Marcus Gilson on the other side for the Blazers. Looks like he made 6 out of 8 of his. Total Centralia was 15 out of 20 against the Puget Sound's 17 of 22. So again, those are pretty close by percentage.
Like we talked about earlier in the game, South Puget Sound tends to ride with their starting 5. Just kind of sit with there and then put a 6-man every once in a while. They actually only had 8 players enter the game today, as opposed to Centralia, which at the end of the game had 12 different players on the floor, 7 players from the bench coming off, and those players from the bench ended up contributing 21 points to their final total.
Which is huge.
Yeah, with LeBrandon Price really notching 10 points, which is more than 2/5 of their starters.
Definitely. And to break down those rebounds just a little farther, like we said, Puget Sound had 38 versus Centralia only 23. Offensive rebounds, which was very important this evening, 13 for South Puget Sound, 5 for Centralia. That's just too much.
Yep, the stat to beat today was definitely those rebounds. That is really what made this game. The three-point shot was a factor, but not. I mean, if that three-point percentage still would have been there, but the rebounds would have been more equal, it would have been a different game.
I agree.
The equalizer that needed to happen was those rebounds, and it just didn't for Centralia today. Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
No, I think that will do it for me.
All
Everybody
right.
else, have a good night.
Fantastic. We'll see you guys this Saturday as Centralia men's and women's basketball teams play Tacoma Community College. Thanks for tuning in.